Memos fired off by the monarch to correct grammar and demand single flowers be moved are wrecking the morale among staff who are paid as little as minimum wage, guys. I'm telling you, they need to look right deeper into what they're doing to their staff. The morale is depleted. So the monarch, known for tradition, detail, and his lifelong passion for the environment, but behind the palace gates, a very different picture is emerging, one that's raising eyebrows and breaking staff morale. A new exclusive investigation by the Times has revealed that King Charles is micromanaging his staff at Highgrove House to such a degree that it's creating serious discontent among employees, many of whom earn as little as the minimum wage. A source of frustration, dozens of memos, some bordering on obsessive, sent to correct grammar, reposition single flowers, and even control the most minute garden details. So, guys, remember how he was with the pen? Remember how we hear that even with the toothpaste, you have to squeeze it out a certain way, and he's very meticulous and very he's just micromanaging a lot of things, and it's getting to the workers, and they're saying they're not even getting paid to be dealing with this BS. So, all this is a form of bullying, right? They talk about bullying all the time, when in fact they're bullying their staff, because what is this foolishness about blasting off so much memos? I mean, they always go and talk about, people sending 5 a.m. emails, yet still they're not watching what Charles is doing, or William is doing, or Kate is doing. They just want to scapegoat others, right?
Highgrove is losing its harmony.
This story really, not a lot surprises me. This story really surprised me, I have to say. Highgrove is one of the King's residences. He is a passionate gardener. We know that. He's a passionate environmentalist. The King likes to take his daily walks. When he's at Highgrove, he likes to take his daily walkabout. He likes to give feedback to the staff. He likes to quiz them. In recent years, things have got very unhappy with the gardening team, the head gardening team at Highgrove. They have lost 11 out of the 12 gardeners since March 2022. That is a lot of staff. You don't turn down, you don't chuck in a job at Highgrove if you're a gardener. I don't imagine there are wonderful, lots and lots of gardening jobs going up, beautiful royal gardening kind of venues. Anyway, including head gardeners. Let me just read you what happened when he was walking. He was doing a walkabout, and he was talking to a probationary gardener, so presumably a young lad or a trainee gardener. And the gardener made a factual error about a flower. And you know what King Charles said? Don't put that man in front of me again.
Joking.
It's really bullying behaviour. It's really, and I'm not an anti-monarchist at all. But this actually is, it catalogues really unpleasant behaviour, actually, from King Charles towards his staff.
But gardeners
low pay, low morale.
Gardeners can earn a fortune these days. You can't, where I live up north, you can't get gardeners. You really can't get gardeners. And it's...
Working at Highgrove is quite different. Working for King Charles at Highgrove.
Are they paid well?
No, very low pay.
Well, precisely. So why... No, you've still got to make a living. You've still got to put food in the fridge.
Yeah, you do. And do you think that's an acceptable way for King Charles to speak to people? To a young gardener who got something about a flower wrong, don't put that man in front of me again.
If he said it,
not nice.
Wrong.
Acceptable. Bullying.
If he said it, if it's wrong.
So according to the report, King Charles issues handwritten notes, sometimes multiple times a day, highlighting everything from flower arrangements to the proper use of punctuation in staff communications. One former staff member noted, "We would receive notes correcting our grammar on signage. He'd circle apostrophes." Another member asked for a single flower to be removed from a display because it distracted the eye. This level of scrutiny has led to growing disillusionment among the staff. especially those earning just over $11 an hour. That's how low they're paying them. Wow. To some, these memos are simply evidence of a man with exacting standards, a perfectionist with a deep emotional investment in Highgrove, the home he spent decades cultivating. But to others, it's a display of royal detachment and entitlement. How does a monarch who champions sustainability and fairness reconcile micromanaging staff paid near poverty wages, some unable to even afford rent? Former insiders describe a culture of stress and walking on eggshells. One anonymous source said morale was rock bottom. We were expected to be perfect while being paid crumbs. This latest revelation comes at a time when the royal family is under intense scrutiny for its spending and treatment of staff. Last year, Buckingham Palace was criticized for offering a live-in housekeeping job for just $11.25 an hour, far below the London living wage. Yet, while King Charles reportedly commands near military discipline over commas and cushions, palace employees say there's little care shown in return. This is very poor though, guys. This is very poor. They want a butler service on a barista budget. That is poor. They need to treat their staff a little better, because you see what is going on. They act so holy and endowed. They are taking so much from the public purse, but yet still they are paying people that cannot even pay their rent, cannot live a certain way, and yes, they are expecting them to be perfect and treating them with such disregard, such disdain, micromanaging them, hovering over them, doing everything that is not really a good working environment. They are not setting a good working environment here. So Charles needs to be very careful, because this story is out there and it's looking really bad on him. This story isn't about garden layouts or punctuation. It's about the tone set at the top. What message does it send when the head of state demands grammatical precision but overlooks the financial well-being of the very people who make royal life run smoothly? King Charles waving at crowd versus staff, preparing garden in the background. To the public, the monarch must feel relevant and humane. But insider accounts like these paint a troubling picture, one of disconnection and quiet discontent behind closed palace doors. Guys, when I tell you the smear campaign that they put on Meghan, when in fact, if you look at it, it's what they are doing to their staff, the discontent that they are doing, the bullying of their staff, they just acting as if they're holier than thou and acting better than their staff members, but yet still they don't want to look into themselves and say, you know what, am I really treating my staff properly? But yet still they are able to let things fester about other members of the royal family that was totally unnecessary. This is crazy. King Charles has long prided himself on being a steward of nature and tradition. But in the modern world, leadership demands more than handwritten notes and perfect punctuation. It requires empathy, fairness, and the recognition that respect must flow both ways, especially to those who serve in silence. Is this royal perfectionism, or is it a case of power out of touch? Is it, guys, when you look at it and you delve deeper into it, is it just you being power hungry and you're usurping your power and saying, yes, I am in charge, so this is what I need? You know, there's a way to do things, there's a way to demand respect, and there's a way, yes, we understand you are the monarch and you expect a certain level of compliance, fine. But at the same time, you still need to treat people with a level of decorum, a level of respect. And so is it that you're just being out of touch here by demanding so much of your team without looking at their wages, without looking at what they can do with that wages? Because $11, what is that going to do in this day and age, right? So let's be real. So guys, that's what I wanted to bring you. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on your notification bell so you never miss a beat. Bye.